Man. That girl done called about 3 times asking what this shit is. I come back to the house in a minute, man. Don't pay them neighbors no goddamn mind. Yeah. What you talking about, nigga? Yeah, I got this kind of shit. All that shit going for a different price, though. I bet. I can't talk too much. She said, damn, what is this flavor? I got the flavors, this shit loud. You got neighbors, they like the flavors. This shit smoke, it's like the 80s, it's jumping like coke. She said, Kush, it make a float. Beverly's ranks, we gon' have to rock the boat, man.
I don't know. This shit don't want me to get on here. Do it. My fault, y'all. Hey, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Yes, sir. Y'all know what it is. It is the FTW Monday Night Raw Review. We certainly appreciate everyone for coming and supporting us. We love all our fans. And thank you for watching. Now, we are here with Miss Mo and the return of the great Kayla. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you ladies doing tonight?
Great.
Doing good, doing good.
That's what I'm talking about. We sure do miss you, Kayla, and thank you for returning to us, Mo. I know our boss man is hard to work with, but hey, we still here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't quit yet, so I guess we did something right. Yes, ma'am. All right. So tonight's show was action-packed. In my opinion, that was not a bad match at all. Every single match was pretty good. I mean, it was one of them that wasn't spectacular or anything above anything in my opinion, but the rest of them were pretty straight. I think it has everything right now. Pretty much has a lot of indication going into WrestleMania. I give tonight's show probably like 4 stars. Only because, like I said, that one match wasn't too good to me. Other than that, I really enjoyed tonight's show. Miss Mo, what would you give tonight out of 5 stars?
Out of 5 stars, I give it like a 3. I give it like a 3. I think 3 is pretty good.
Okay. Miss Kayla, what would you give it? How many stars?
I guess if I'm rating it, I'll give it 3 stars as well. It wasn't a bad show. It didn't completely bore me to death, but it wasn't anything too exciting.
I feel you. I think you kind of cut in and out. Was that just me? Was that me, my screen? Or was it?
No, it cut out a little bit over here as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your screen froze, but I can still hear you or not.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
my
there you
camera. The camera glitches.
Okay. Well, hey, we still here. We're doing better than Bird did on Friday. I don't know if y'all watched that show. Bird completely cut out and we couldn't hear him. But hey,
Okay.
yeah, it was kind of it was. He participated like sign language, but. It is what it is, you know what I mean? We surely appreciate it. Like I said, yeah, y'all said 3 stars. I say 4. I only said 4, like I said, because I really, really enjoyed the matches. It was only one, which is now Natalya and Mac. We'll get to that. I didn't feel like was a terrible match. Wasn't too excited about that match for some reason, and it didn't really woo me in any type of way. But we can go ahead and get into this first segment. The first segment we had pretty much Seth Rollins coming out with all his hooded men. I guess that's going to be his new thing now, his stable or whatever. He may reveal some hooded men eventually to be on his side, I guess. But it was interesting to see, and I don't know if he's going to keep it up for a long time, but hey, he's been doing it to mess with the vision so far. So with that being said, he came out with them, revealed himself in the middle of the ring, and pretty much said how he's going to be the one to end the vision. And anyone who's standing beside Paul Heyman will get ended as well. So with that being said, Paul Heyman came out looking rough. I'm talking rough. He looked like when he didn't get any sleep with the bloodline, when Roman Reigns had about chokehold that time. No haircut, skin looking all pale, the eyes all red. He had one eye that was more red than the other, and we all know it's pretty much because that's where the stomp happened. It was decent. Paul Heyman really goes above and beyond to make you believe his character and believe that his character and what is going through in real life. Now, with that being said, afterwards, he got to talking, coming out saying, hey, whatever happens, it's FAFO, whatever that is, the new thing, the new slang, FAFO. I'm kind of old, y'all. I don't really even know what them acronyms is, but if anyone y'all know, let me know. But I'm pretty sure it means payback in some type of way, in some type of form. So with that being said, he kept saying FAFO, then he ended it with F5. Brock Lesnar came out and pretty much destroyed all the hooded men that stepped up to him. The one that didn't get destroyed, mess around to get cleared before WrestleMania and then go against Brock. I wouldn't have minded that, but Seth has recruited someone. This is why I said I think he may reveal the hooded men to be different people at different times. He recruited Oba Femi. Oba Femi came out with the music, said, I don't care how big you are or who you are, and they pretty much had a stare down. It looked like he was about to get his hands on Seth for a second. Seth went ahead and got out that ring. The Oba Femi gave him the fall from heaven, or grace from heaven, whatever it is, the big old power bomb that he does, and laid Brock Lesnar out and had Brock Lesnar rolling out the ring looking all shocked and hurt. With that being said, we don't see Brock Lesnar like this too often. I liked it, so we're going to get Oba versus Brock at WrestleMania. And I think that's a better option than LA Knight for them too, because I'm pretty sure he would have just suplexed LA Knight 20 times, gave him F5, and kicked out the BFT. So I like it. I don't know who's going to win. I think it should be Oba Femi, but I'm just not 100% sure with WWE and their writers at this point. Supposedly, Brock Lesnar has pitched to the writers behind the scenes, that he doesn't want to lose until his retirement match. I don't know how that's going to go. It's kind of crazy that he wouldn't drop to Oba Femi in this point in his career. But hey, we'll see what happens. Ms. Mo, can you tell us your full thoughts on this first segment?
Yeah, of course. So I agree. I really did like the opening segment. I think I said it last week. They had to deviate from the original plan for sure, since both Brawns are out at the moment. And Seth said that. He was like, he doesn't matter who's... Oh, my camera went away. Oh, there it goes. Seth was like, he doesn't care who's on the shelf. As long as you're with the vision, you're tied to Paul Heyman. I'm going to get everybody. And I definitely do think he still uses the masked men because, he's not 100% clear. So that's like his security or his protection. They're the ones who's supposed to get active, get in the field. And they did just that. I do think he'll probably reveal who some of those guys are. Paul Heyman looked terrible. I like to think I look pretty decent, so you couldn't pay me enough to go out on nobody's screen looking like that, because that man looked rough. Like, he looked so bad. And this whole slow walk that he had killed me. That man was moving like 1 minute or 1 mile per hour. It was so slow. And then, he said the F around and find out. Then you get to the F5. I do like that build up. Brock clearing through all the masked men. It was a given. That was for sure. We knew that was going to happen. And then I do think the way they brought Oba Femi out was really a really nice build up for that. Seth slid out the ring, and that allowed Oba to set Brock up for the fall from grace. And the standing on the chest, Oba stood on his chest and pointed to WrestleMania. It gave very much like Allen Iverson walkover. And I was like, nah, that's kind of hard. I was like, that was kind of hard. I'm mad they didn't cut the lights out and let him do his thingy. But I was like, if they, of course, that's the match at WrestleMania. But I was like, if they do not give us that at WrestleMania, they would have fumbled. So I would like to see Oba win, but I did hear that as well. Where it's Brock Lesnar. He was like, nah, I ain't losing. So it was like, but it was a pretty good build up for it.
Yes,
gave
ma'am.
everybody
Yes,
something
ma'am.
to do. Keep Seth busy until he can really get back in action.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. I totally agree. Miss Kayla, can you give us your opinion on it?
Yes, I enjoyed the segment. I have to commend Paul Heyman for always really selling a story with his character work, because he's talking about FAFO. He looks like he effed around and found out, and technically he did last week when Seth put that chair in his bag, or the week before. But initially when this segment was taking place, when he said F5, you could kind of tell Brock was going to come out. And I know Seth isn't medically cleared, or at least that's what they're saying. But for a second, I thought they were going to try to sell Brock versus Seth, which I don't want to see that. I don't think anyone really wants to see that. I was always pushing for Obafemi to be the one to accept the challenge, so I was super excited when he came out and hit him with that fall from grace. It was beautiful. The ancestors were given a round of applause for that one. So I'm super excited for their WrestleMania match. I can also check off like a box on my bingo card because that's one of the matches I was predicting. And of course, I want to see Oba win that match, but I guess we'll just have to see what direction they go in as far as the booking.
Right. You totally right. So fuck around and find out. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Thank you guys. Because I did not know. And I was racking my brain. I was like, I keep hearing it. FAFO. But won't nobody fucking tell me what it is. All right. Appreciate y'all. Fuck around, find out. I'm not going to say how old I am. But I am going to say I still should have known that. That's what I'm saying. Feel what I'm saying? But anyways. Yes, that was our first segment. I'm very excited to see. I don't know where this is going to lead LA Knight, though, because rumored it was supposed to be LA Knight, but I think the buzz kind of caught up with a potential Obafemi versus Brock thing, and now this is what we got. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know where it's going to leave LA Knight, but hopefully he gets something. You know, Obafemi and Brock that's gonna be a power match. It's probably gonna open one of the nights, to be honest, because you know Brock Lesnar, he ain't come to do no mid shit. He gonna either open or close, one or two. He ain't doing nothing in between. So we'll see. We'll see exactly how that goes. So the next thing that we have on our agenda tonight, we had the match between the two El Grande Americano, the original El Grande Americano and the tall El Grande Americano. Now, this was a great match. When I say a great match, I mean they were going at it back to back, showing you their wrestling skills. If y'all don't know the history of these two right now, they have been pretty much going back and forth over who is the real El Grande Americano. As we all know, the original El Grande Americano was there first. He got injured, and then the other El Grande Americano popped up and pretty much been taking the role ever since. But then the original came back, and now they're feuding. And this feud is not just on regular Raw airing; it's also been going on in AAA. Over in AAA, they had a match to figure out who's going to be the Rio Del Rio champion. Pretty much their version of Money in the Bank. Pretty much, in a way, the winner there is going to get a future title match every single time they win. So, with that being said, both of them was in the match, but the original pretty much stole the opportunity from the taller one to be in the match a few weeks before. And then this week, during this match, the two small Grande Americanos had the original Grande Americano handcuffed, so he wasn't even involved in the final decision. And the match was a banger, by the way. If y'all don't watch AAA, y'all missing out. They had every single match on that card this past Saturday was an absolute banger. And they do it down there every week. They're very interesting. I'm glued in every time they have a show. Their pay-per-views or PLEs, however you want to call it, their major shows. That wrestling-wise, hey, it's the best thing out, in my opinion. And that's hard to say about when I'm talking about wrestling, but it definitely is. But back to the subject at hand. These two had a match today, pretty much a grudge match about it. I personally thought this match was going to wait to WrestleMania in the Mass versus Mass match. We still could get that, but I didn't think we were going to get them back and forth in any type of one-on-one action at all until then. But they did tonight, and I'm not mad at it. I wasn't mad at it at all. This has potential for a match of the night. It all depends on what your forte is. I liked it a lot. Now, the taller El Grande Americano won this match because while the referee was distracted with one of the El Grandes, the smaller ones wasn't in his little clique. The other one put a metal face covering that they use a lot, put it in his mask. So when the original one went for his headbutt, he pretty much knocked himself out with doing the headbutt to the other one's face, and that pretty much knocked him out for the 1, 2, 3 for the taller El Grande Americano to win. But like I said, this match was very action packed. a lot of submission holds, a lot of suplexes, a lot of everything. It really showed the versatility of these two guys. Miss Kayla, can you give us what you think about this match and all your opinions around this whole scenario they got going?
It was a good match. I did enjoy it. I like you. I didn't think they were gonna have them face each other this soon. I still think they're gonna run it back for WrestleMania, and WrestleMania I think it'll be a stipulation of like a mask versus mask type scenario. At least that's what I'm hoping for. But yeah, I did enjoy the match, but of course with the alleged superstars who are playing El Grande Americano, you're gonna get great matches with both of them. So I think I'm just ready to see them face off at Mania, and we can finally reveal who is El Grande Americano, or at least who the original one is.
My audio just cut out for a second. So if y'all can still hear me, Mo, you go ahead and go and tell us your opinion about all this.
Of course. So I agree with y'all. I didn't think it was going to be this soon. I was expecting, the build up to WrestleMania for the mask versus match. The loser has to unveil themselves, or, the loser is no longer can be the Grande Americano person. But I did think tonight was pretty great. I still took into fact, what was it, last week? I think it was last week or the week before when Dan put that curse on the OG one. So I think that goes into why also he lost tonight. Like, if you got this curse, bad things are supposed to happen when you're cursed, which explains why they were able to slip that metal piece in. He goes for the headbutt and he gets knocked out, so he loses the match. So it was like, will that curse carry into WrestleMania? And if they do decide to do something with him, will he be the one who loses? The announcers made a point where they tried to say, the skinny Americano, can he win without having the two Bravos with him? So I was like, that's an interesting fact. But I did enjoy the match. I think they're both very different in their own ways, the things that the OG is able to do compared to what the skinnier one can do. But when they get in the ring, I think they both put on a pretty good show. And it's one of those things that they're like dragging out, but it's not got like, all right, we can wrap this up. So it was an interesting one.
Oh, he disappeared.
I was gonna say, he cut out.
I don't even remember what the next part of the show was, so he better come back.
Was it AJ and Becky next? Or is that too early?
Believe so. Well, AJ and Bayley.
Oh yeah, AJ and Bayley. Sorry, AJ and Bayley.
Where AJ put her women's IC title on the line, which I think it was good to see her defend her title. I would say soon, because she did just win it at Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
So I think it was good to have her defend. The way they're booking Bayley just bothers me.
Yeah.
She was already robbed of her WrestleMania match last year because Becky returned. And now I just don't see where she fits into the WrestleMania card this year.
I agree. No, same. Somebody else said that too, like how Bayley's been done these past couple, almost like year, honestly. They give her a lot of chances and opportunities. They let her get really close, and it's almost like they pull it from her. And then I know now her and Lyra are like, let's go talk to Adam to see, I guess, getting back into the tag scene. But then it's like, y'all, you got so many people you got to go through now to get anywhere. So I agree. I don't really see where Bayley would fit too much into the WrestleMania scene. But I did like the match. I think AJ did the whole kind of thing like her husband's doing, the being a fighting champion. So I wasn't surprised that she wanted to make that challenge so fast. And seeing how Becky wasn't there last week when the gauntlet happened, I think it was only right that Becky came out tonight once the match was over.
Yeah.
Like it shows. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna definitely run AJ versus Becky back. I feel
for
at
sure.
Mania. I'm hoping they do like a stipulation though, like 2 out of 3 falls or like a submission.
Oh,
yes, I think
that would be
a submission
good.
match would be really good.
That would be really good.
Rock, you back?
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm back. I don't know what happened right there. My laptop kind of threw me out for some reason. But yes, you guys, y'all are right. I heard y'all talking the whole time about the Intercontinental Championship between the two women, AJ and Bayley. I liked it. I liked it a lot. It was rival the match that we had just saw between the El Grande Americanos. It was action packed, very action packed. We see that AJ Lee still has it. I think the best thing for her right now is being a part timer. Just so she can make sure that she gets back implemented or whatnot, and kind of make sure that she's ready to, how can I say, get really back in the fold of things. Because we all know, you take a break and you come back from 10 years, that for anybody that can be a hard adjustment. But it seems like she's doing just fine. I like the match a lot. Bayley lost, and she lost at AAA as well. So she's kind of on a losing streak right now. So I'm wondering if that's something that they're going to put in for a character for something at WrestleMania. Like you guys said, or girls, I'm sorry, they are pretty much hurt. Like every WrestleMania season, it feels like, especially since last year, it feels like they really ain't fucking with Bayley, and I don't like it. Bayley has done a lot for the company, and she remains loyal, and she does anything that they tell her to do at any point, including going to AAA, which, by the way, she got a huge pop when she came out. So I don't know what's going on with that. Hopefully it leads something, but I don't know. I really, really don't know at all. Do y'all need to say anything else about it?
I'll add, I just wish they would do something, because I mean, she has a character as far as, I guess, her switching back and forth between personalities, but they haven't really shown like what, I guess, triggers her to switch back and forth. And if they're going to use that, at least let it lead to, I don't know, maybe like a heel turn, or maybe she attacks Lyra at some point, because her versus Lyra, that could be an interesting feud, but it just seems like they don't know what direction to take, or I don't know. It's just, I just wish they would do better with her booking overall.
And I agree.
I
Yeah,
agree.
I agree.
Okay, cool. So that is what it is, and we'll figure out what's going on with her eventually. I guess, like I said, we gotta let them cook, and hopefully they do something with it. Also, so a little bit after this match, we got pretty much a little talk between her and Liv Valkyria in the back. Now, I wasn't paying too much attention to what they were saying, but I did pay attention to the fact that I think there was somebody in the background talking to Maxine Dupree. Did y'all pay attention to that?
Yeah, Austin. It was Austin Theory.
I said Austin Theory.
And then Logan, I think, popped up for a second.
Yes. That's kind of interesting, because I mean, we all know right now that the division was going to have Becky Lynch with them, but they got cut short with Steph's injury. But now having, if they try to get Maxine Dupree, that would be interesting to watch. I like these little backstage in the back camera angle things that they be having going on with WWE. It's like Easter eggs that they kind of want to explore and see what happens. This week on SmackDown, they had Jay Cargill talking to B-Fab in the background. And we know B-Fab and Me Channel for a few friends. So that was kind of interesting to see that. But we'll see. You guys got any opinions on that, Maxine Dupree in the division?
I don't know if I can. Well, they need to do something else with her, I think, because her versus Natty has just fallen flat for me, which is unfortunate, because I do like Natty's. I forgot the term, but I do like her character. But it's just I don't take her that seriously anymore. And I don't take Max, and I'm not really paying much attention to Maxine. Like, her growth was cool to look at when she became women's IC champion, but once she dropped it, they didn't really do anything with that afterwards. So I guess if they put her in the division, that could be a nice refresh. I'm just wondering how they would transition her character into the division.
Right, because she's supposed to face. And I think right now, we got women, I could be wrong. I may just be overthinking it, but I don't think Maxine Dupree needs to be one of them. Unless it's like going to be like a long-term storytelling thing where like we don't get this turn until like after WrestleMania or something like that. Like they've been in her ear trying to convince her, and then it happens eventually. But I don't know. I really don't know. What you think, Mo?
I agree. I think they could set it up maybe how like, oh, you know, you had this momentum, you had this pop and push, and then you lost the title, and it's kind of just been you've been getting pretty much ragdolled by Natty ever since. So they could kind of use that to tap into that. Come join the Vision. You know, Austin said when he joined the Vision, he joined it because he would watch how they would take. So, you know, you could do the same thing too. Then it could kind of fit in with her beef with Becky, because they kind of, you know, once she lost to her, they kind of just cut that cold turkey. But I think it shows that there could still be something there. But I don't think it would be something that they could do, you know, overnight. Like, it would have to be something that, how you saw like Austin and her in the background, maybe them talking to her more, just little moments and snippets that kind of get those wheels turning to be like, oh, they might be setting up for something. And then it's just like, how would even Maxine play into that role? You know, she's such like, just that typical like just goody girl that you see. So for her to be like, you're gonna have to be like mean, like real mean. So they would definitely have to do some work for it. I think it would be interesting to see.
I think she'll be like, yeah, I think it kind of be forced. You know what I mean? Like they're forcing her to be like she'll be somewhere talking to somebody like, yeah, I'll kick your ass, and they'll be like, would you really? Seriously? I don't fucking believe it. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know. We'll see. We would definitely have to see. We'll let them cook with that. I don't know what they're cooking, but hey, we've seen worse, or we might not have seen worse. I don't know. It seems like it's going down here with our Road Dogg. Anyway, next thing that we got on the matter of fact, we're on the subject already. Natty and Maxine Dupri. We might well tackle it since we're right here. This is a match that I said really wasn't that good. Like you said, it wasn't the worst match. Like, I didn't see a lot of botches or anything, but it just did not feel exciting. And it just felt like, they can hurry up and wrap this. In my opinion, at least. I could be wrong. It just felt like they could wrap this up. Like, go ahead and get to the next thing. You feel what I'm saying? So, it wasn't much of it to me. Low-key legend, by the way. That's the new gimmick. Natty's new gimmick. We were trying to think about it earlier. Like I said, the gimmick's not really bad. It's just pretty much, we've already seen it. We've seen it with Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey, pretty much. It's like the same thing, pretty much. And now y'all gave it to Natty, who was a bubbly heart girl, with the Heart Foundation type of thing, who just wrestled really good. And now she's supposed to be somebody tough and rugged and all that. I don't know. I don't know how long this can last. I like a character change for Natty because she needed one desperately, but I don't know how good this one's gonna be. I don't know. Mo, tell me something. I really don't know. I'm not really fucking with it, to be honest.
No, yeah, of course. Like this one, I will say, I do think I feel like the way it even came about always kind of threw me for a loop. And I know Natty says she does it because she feels that when Maxine got the title, she claims Maxine wasn't going to the dungeon anymore. She stopped putting that work. She got comfortable. Like she was she was a legend. But then the whole time when they were doing the promos for Maxine during that time, it showed her in the dungeon and going hard. So I think the way that they kind of had them fall out, it never really connected. Like I didn't really see all the pieces there as to what really went down between them. And then they just I know the first time they had the match, Natty's whole thing was just to destroy her, end it with a DQ. Then the second time is alleged that she got knocked out when she got hit into that ring post. So finally it's like, okay, a third time. It's almost like things kept happening. So they had to keep running the match back. And at least this time it was an actual match. It wasn't, no DQ, no, the ref had to stop it. They finally did get an actual match. But I agree. The low-key legend and the legend killer thing for Natty and the mouth guard with the words, it's like we've seen it before. And it kind of works for her, but it's almost like they went a little too rough. And then if you know Natty's background, it's like, yeah, it doesn't match you all the way. I do hope, so it was all right. Like this one, it is what it is. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't the best. I do hope maybe that slows down the thing between them and let Natty do something else and definitely let Maxine do something else, but they can't keep giving Maxine and Natty. I think by this third time, yeah, we got the point.
Yeah, got the point. They're not getting over. Kayla, tell me something.
No, I agree. And as far as like Natty's low key legend, they didn't really outside of showing the promos with Maxine, I don't think they really showed her low key legend character on TV until she did turn heel. If I remember that correctly. Of course, if you're on social media and you see her, she was doing the matches. I can't remember what they're called, but she was doing the character outside of WWE, which I saw and I was like, okay, that'd be cool if they did that on TV, but they didn't really transition her into that. They just had her turn heel and then become that. I think it would have been cooler to see that transition on TV and then see her become a heel instead of her just turning on Maxine. And then all of a sudden she's just this bad guy. I think it also could work if they had her, if they pull the whole dominating thing like they do with Raquel and just have Natty squash people in matches. That may have helped, but they didn't do that either. So it's just kind of like, well, I don't really take you serious in this new character arc because of how long you were a babyface. So I don't know. I feel like they need to rework that a little bit, and then maybe it'll work.
For sure. We'll, like I said, we'll see what happens. Don't know what's gonna happen, but with WWE, we can always expect them to throw some type of loop in it, or not throw a loop in it. I don't know. I just feel like I should be a WWE writer. I hope someone's watching this and let me onto the staff. But hey, I'm just throwing that out there. Anyways, so the next thing on our agenda, we can tackle this. The Judgment Day. As we all know, last week they kicked out Finn Balor in dramatic fashion. I loved it because now we get a face Balor the same week that we got a heel Orton. I think that's something that we've all been waiting for, him to get out of the Judgment Day shadow, because pretty much the Judgment Day wasn't serving him anymore. All he kept doing was winning and losing the tag title. Win the tag title, don't defend it, losing on the first defense. That was kind of like a repeated cycle with him and JD. So it got stale. It was time for him to leave, and JD and Dom needs to be off of under anybody's shadow in order to blossom for themselves. Now, with that being said, I pretty much see Dom as the leader of Judgment Day now, and Finn Balor is out. They had a little promo about what happened, and they had Liv pretty much talking for Judgment Day, saying that it was about time he left. She got tired of considering him a family member, and she was sick of him. They never gave this type of vibe. So if this is something that they want to go for, it could be like they never really fucked with Finn and were just using him, pretty much. It's not a bad angle to go against. I want to see where it goes, but we all know, yes, it's Finn versus the Judgment Day, but it's really Finn versus Dominic. I can't wait until we get Finn versus JD. That's going to be a banger of a match. I think Finn should recruit people, R-Truth, Priest, Rhea specifically. Hopefully he does do that. If not, then recruit somebody, because you can't keep on getting beat up by it. I'm pretty sure when he comes back, he's gonna be getting beat up by the Judgment Day every single week. So with that being said, we'll see what happens with that. Do y'all got any opinions on this? Kayla?
Go ahead, Kayla.
I'm sorry.
Honestly, I didn't really listen to Liv's segment that much. I'm just ready to see Finn get his lick back, because it's been a long time coming, and I'm glad that he's finally a singles competitor. Let's just hope that they book him properly now.
For sure. Mo, what you got to say?
Agree. Yeah, of course they had Liv do the majority of the segment, like, try to make it seem like it was her idea, because that's what she said. She was like, I've been planning this for, however long. We never really rocked with you. It was time to get you out of here. Of course, Liv is going to take the credit. And even though it seemed like somebody else's thing, I am excited to see Finn Balor back on his own eventually when he does come back. I think you are 100% right. They are going to be at that man's neck, regardless if he's in a match, if he's cutting a promo. I do think any chance they get to mess with him, they are going to do that. And it's Finn Balor, so he's going to put up that fight, but it's going to come down to the numbers game. So I do think if he were to recruit somebody, that would be interesting. I do think Damian and R-Truth would be a very interesting take. And then Rhea as well, because there's so much history with that group that It would make a lot of sense. And I still say, Roxanne is still out there for when she comes back, does she decide to stay with everyone else, or will she go off with Finn, because Finn technically is the one that like brought her in to begin with. I do think we'll have to wait. I don't know how long Dominic is going to be out, but I do hope that's something they do quick. I know Dominic probably ready to try to go after his IC championship again, but it's like, yeah, but you need to settle this with Finn first, and then JD too. And I think maybe they could do like a tag something, and that could bring in someone that Finn is going to have with him. But I think Finn got all he could get from Judgment Day. So him leaving, it made sense. I think he got what he needed. Like you said, they would get the tag titles, lose them, tag titles, lose them. And then ever since he was in that match back then, to have that even match with Dominic for the IC, and he lost it, you could always see it was kind of always not the same. Like Liv would be like, well, at least we have the gold. But he was like, yeah, but it's not my gold.
True. Everything you said is very true. We will see what happens with them. And like I said, it's one of the more interesting stories right now. Judgment Day, like I say, it's what, like 3 years now, three and a half, 4 years going on. Whenever Edge was about to leave,
yeah,
that's how long the Judgment Day saga has been going on. So we will see what the next chapter for them. Speaking of Judgment Day and R-Truth and Comedic X, Danhausen made another special appearance tonight. Man, I'm telling y'all this. I keep saying it. I didn't like the fact that they had that box for like 3-4 weeks, and we thought somebody else was coming out. I thought it was gonna be Chris Jericho or Vince McMahon. I really did, but it ended up being Danhausen. Now, I like Danhausen. Like I said, the pre-tape's a little too much, but I like Danhausen a lot. Danhausen is the number one in merch right now. And every commercial break, I don't know if y'all see it online, but every commercial break, he goes out there and throws out T-shirts and pretty much says, if y'all don't like me, you're going to be cursed. And he's been cursing people backstage. Tonight, we had a run-in with the New Day. Technically, he had a run-in with Kofi Kingston and Grayson Waller, who were originally talking to our boy, Get Bouncy, after he talked to Dragon Lee. So Danhausen, I like him a lot. I really do. He cursed Grayson Waller. We'll see how long that lasts, because he curses seem like not last too long. He cursed Dominic. He lost the title, but a week later, they kicked out Finn, and now one more week, he successfully defended his title. So how long these curses last? I guess it go from person to person, and it all depends on who he cursed. Maybe when he cursed one person, it lifts off the next person. I don't know. But Ms. Mo, what's your opinion on Danhausen? Do you like him? Should he go or what?
Same. I do agree with you. I was just having that thought. I was wondering, how long are these curses supposed to last? Is there a way to break the curse? And if there is, does he tell them? So I do think that was a good point. I was wondering that too. Like, how long is this supposed to happen? Because you could see, didn't he technically curse? What was it? The OG Grande last week, and then so you saw what that happened. He lost. He was supposed to be in the match last week. He was supposed to be in the match last week, but then he, did the whole you curse, and then in the background you see the two Bravos sneaking up on him. Now when Penta's in the ring, it's the other one coming out, and then this week, the steel plate was used, so he lost. So that's technically, 2 losses he had. He just cursed The Miz, like officially back on Friday, and then The Miz got knocked out by Jelly Roll of all people. Or knocked down by Jelly Roll of all people. But I do like Dan. I do think he's different. Something that WWE hasn't seen. Like, you got a lot of like Chelsea Green. She's supposed to be that comedic relief. R-Truth is the comedic relief. But he's a different type of comedic relief that they don't have. I do agree the box thing. Not going to say it wasn't needed, but it just wasn't needed for the event that they were at. But I do like Dan. And I would actually like to see more from him. Like, the whole backstage segments are not perfect. The going out during commercial breaks. So hopefully, when his list of demands gets met and we get to see more from Dan, even if it's something silly, he gets a crazy shot or opportunity and then gets it snatched right back. Just something. I do think they have a good star there.
I think, and just hear me out, he should be in the next Money in the Bank match. Just to see, get fans hype. We know he's not going to win. Hopefully not.
Oh, yeah.
But it would be great for him to be climbing up. Fans going to be going fucking ape shit if he does it. Like when Santo Morella almost won the Elimination Chamber that one time, and the fan was like just going crazy all through the night. I think it'll be the same way. If he's about to win that Money in the Bank briefcase and then get knocked down for it, the moment leading up to it's gonna be crazy. Oh, excuse me. The moment leading up to it's gonna be crazy. So we'll see. Miss Kayla, what do you think about Danhausen and everything he got going?
I like Danhausen. It's always nice to have some comedic relief in the show, and especially when the comedic relief affects other superstars. So I think that's funny. I'll agree that his debut I thought was, I don't want to say overhyped, because I think they could have done it differently. If they were going to have him debut that way, don't do it at a PLE. Maybe it could have just did it on a Raw or a SmackDown episode. So they kind of failed him as far as the debut is concerned, but he's definitely made up for that as far as, his own performance on the show. I'm not privy to his work in AEW, so I think it'll be interesting to finally see him in a match. And I'm also looking forward to see him interact with other superstars. Like the day that maybe him and Aleister Black run into each other backstage on SmackDown, I think that'll be really funny. Him and R-Truth, I don't think they've run into each other yet. I think that'll be interesting as well. So I'm just looking forward to see the different situations that Danhausen gets into.
So for sure. You're right. That I didn't even think about that one. That would be interesting with them being evil and dark and all that good whatnot, and him stealing Karrion Kross's thing. That would be interesting. That would definitely be interesting. So we'll see. Speaking of Danhausen, right? He was talking to somebody else who was talking to OG, who was talking to Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee had a match with Penta tonight for the Intercontinental Championship, and it was another banger. This is one of the reasons why I gave tonight's show 4 stars, because it wasn't too much that I didn't like. This match was another banger. Penta did win. They shook hands afterwards. We all know they already know each other from the luchador scene. They wrestled before a few times, but this match felt kind of special. It was all kind of reversals, high flying moves, counters, everything that you would expect from these two. Penta has been very entertaining since he got here to WWE. At one point, what Penta, this is what I feel like. What Penta is right now for the fans of WWE, that's what they wanted Dragon Lee to be. But for some reason, I feel like they presented him not as good as they could have, because I personally don't like his music, but I like everything else about Dragon Lee. But I hate the fact that all they could say when he first came was that he's the next Rey Mysterio. And every time Rey Mysterio came out, we saw Dragon Lee. And every time a luchador came out, he was either in either LWO or what's the group that Escobar had? Their group. Either one of those groups every single time a Mexican or Hispanic person came out. And I got sick of it, right? And I'm glad that they got Dragon Lee away from the Rey Mysterio thing, because why? Just because they Hispanic does not mean that they had to be with them. It was unnecessary, but they kept doing it. But now he's, and I'm liking what they're doing with him now. Change his music, because I don't like it. But other than that, he's doing fine. This match was a banger. Penta won. I'm excited to see what they're going to keep doing with him. I think he's going to start having open challenges, just like the United States Championship. And not only is he going to do it there, he's going to do it on AAA as well. It's going to open up even more opportunities and more exciting matches for Penta. I liked it a lot. Who went first last time? Was it Kayla or Mo? I lose track. I was drinking earlier.
I did, so be Kayla.
Kayla. All right, Kayla. You go ahead and tell me what your opinion of this match for the Intercontinental title is.
I enjoyed the match. I really did. To your point, it did remind me of the open challenges that we get on SmackDown. So I hope they continue that, because that's just a good thing, I think, to do with your mid-card title, just to make sure you have matches for it, you have a solid division for it. So yeah, the match was amazing. It was probably my favorite match of the night. But just a little off the topic of the match, to your point on Dragon Lee, his music aggravates the hell out of me. And the wings that he comes out wearing also, I feel like, make him look a little corny, and I hate that for him.
Like an action figure. He already showed.
Yeah.
Keep going. I'm sorry.
No, that's really all. That's really all I had. I want him again. I just want them to book people better. If you want to I mean, you don't have to position every Hispanic wrestler as the next Rey Mysterio. That's not necessary. But since the creativity in creative is a little low and they don't know how to book him any other way, if that's the route you were going, you could at least present him better, give him better music, not have him wear these corny wings to the ring. But that's my take on that.
They don't help his character, like, at all. You calling folks slow? You calling folks slow, Kayla? That what you're saying? Them folks, they ain't got on the elevator, don't go to the top. That's what you're saying. They're remedial. No offense to anybody. I'm not trying to. Don't cancel us. Don't cancel us, please. But just because I want y'all to cancel us, don't mean them folks ain't retarded. Go ahead, go, Mo.
I agree with y'all. No, yeah, 100%. Same thing. Like when he came out and he had the wings on, it definitely threw me off. I'm like, if he's supposed to be like a dragon, these are like bird feathers, and they were too big for his body. But I did like the mat and Penta's opening is great. I think Penta has some of like the best pyro, the whole little like spinny effect behind him. I always get into his. So to go from like one almost grand like that to his, it's like, oh. But it was a good match. I do think if they had Penta do like open challenges, not only like you said, it would open up the door for so many more opportunities. I think it would just shake it up differently because typically you see that with the United States. So now then you get to see it with a different belt. And I think that would give kind of like a different taste and vibe for that title. I do like that Dragon at least got the opportunity because, after AJ retired, he just kind of spent time going after Gunther. And that was very short-lived because Gunther did exactly what I feel like anybody thought he would do. But it was an entertaining match. It was very good. They're two great superstars. They get in the ring and they know exactly what to do, and they entertain the crowd really well.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, did we lose Kayla?
I think we did lose Kayla, yeah.
Man, she ain't, man. She already ain't been here in weeks, months. Golly. It could be StreamYard, though. And no offense to StreamYard. Just every once in a while we have difficult with it could be Wi-Fi or whatnot. I've got two. Sometimes they can intertwine with each other. So yeah. But yes. Yeah. I think that's what was going on with my laptop for some reason. So as you see, my whole setting has changed. I'm on my phone now.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. She'll come back eventually. Hopefully she does. But yes. Dragon Lee, very small and very unnecessary to have them wings. So, with that being said,
there she is.
I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss a match. Have I missed a match? Hey, Kayla, there you go.
Yeah. At first it was you, now it's me.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, StreamYard need to pay us at this point. I'm playing StreamYard. Don't cut us out. I gotta watch what I say, bro. Fuck around, cut us off. But yes. Very interesting with Penta and Dragon Lee. I'm not missing a match, am I? I feel like I'm missing a match.
Stephanie and Raquel.
Oh! Yes. The only reason why I haven't missed this match is only because I missed like 20 minutes of the match. I couldn't. I like the end of the match. I missed it. I had to make a quick errand. So I do apologize for missing the match. I can't give much on it, but you just went first, Kayla. Mo, can you tell us something about this match? Like I said, I missed most of this one.
Yeah, so of course, Stephanie versus Raquel, the non-title match. Liv was out there. Liv didn't have as much involvement as I thought she would. In the past, when Raquel would be having these matches, she would try to hit her with the bell or hit her with this and do this, and that would cost Raquel. So Liv kind of did stay out the way. One thing I do like about Stephanie, of course, she is much smaller than Raquel and not as strong, but Stephanie shows that she can go toe to toe with someone like Raquel. And Raquel can show, she knows that she has the strength and the power, and she definitely is able to throw it around. So I do like that, the smaller woman is able to keep up. There were a couple times where you would think, oh, this match is over. Stephanie had it or Raquel had it, but then someone would kick out, someone would break free. Stephanie was able to hit the devil's kiss, and I feel like we haven't seen that much from her in the few times. So she was able to hit her devil's kiss. And then Io Sky actually came out there. Io's got some beef with Raquel, but that was honestly to no avail because Raquel folded her over the table. She went flying. That allowed Stephanie, get a kick in on Liv and then get back into the ring. Raquel would try to set her up for her Tahitian bomb. I probably say that wrong, but her bomb move, and some type of way Stephanie was able to slip out of that and roll her up and get the pin, and then she got up out of there with the quickness. And you could just kind of see the look on Raquel's face. The announcers, I think it was Michael Cole, pointed it out, and he said every time Liv is ringside with Raquel, she usually loses. And even though Liv didn't interfere, how she usually would, but I think that was a great point to show. Seeing how there's already some things going on with Judgment Day, I wonder if that's something they'll ever pick up back on. But I did like the match. Anytime Stephanie gets in the ring, I'm always going to be a fan. I do really, really like Stephanie, and I will be extremely sad if she loses her title at WrestleMania.
Cool. Okay. Thank you for the breakdown of it. I kind of feel like their relationship, Stephanie and Raquel, is going towards the same direction that Finn Balor and Damian Priest did back when Damian was trying to be champion and Finn was actually in the championship picture. I think it's kind of the same thing with them right now. When Raquel's trying to get into the championship picture, and it seems like Liv is always messing it up for her somehow. So this is going to be an interesting dynamic whenever they bump head for that. Miss Kayla, can you tell me more about your opinion about this?
I didn't like or dislike it. It was kind of neutral to me, just because obviously the match is a way to build Liv versus Stephanie without having Liv and Stephanie get too physically involved before their Mania match. I did think Io coming out, it was a bit of a surprise to me. Of course, I know Io and Liv have history, but I just didn't expect there to be an interference, at least not from Io's part. I kind of expected Liv to get involved. So I'm just wondering if, as far as Mania is concerned, how or if Io is going to be inserted, because she doesn't have a match for Mania, and she was involved in one of the biggest, if not she was involved in the best match at Mania last year. So you can't not have WrestleMania 42 without her. But at the same time, I don't necessarily want to see her added into the women's title match and turn that into a triple threat when Liv earned her shot at the Royal Rumble. So I'm wondering if maybe they'll run a Raquel versus Io match. I'm not sure, but hopefully they'll find some way to involve Io without, tampering with the match they've already booked. But it'll just be interesting to see.
I'm hearing reports that they're really trying to consider her versus Gia for the United States title. Maybe them and Asuka somehow get involved with each other. That's just what I've heard for Io. Because like you said, I know they got to have something for her. Because this time last year, who is it again? What's her name? And no offense to her, Rhea wasn't even involved in the title picture when she lost to Io and pretty much inserted herself. And now this year, y'all supposed to be best buddies, but you lost the tag titles to go for the WWE Championship, and now Io just out by herself. It just don't feel right. You know what I mean? Like, it don't feel right at all. So they gotta have something for her, even if it is for the United States title. I think Io is one of the best performers that we have in the whole company. So yeah, hopefully they do. And speaking of Stephanie Valkyria, I like her a lot as well, but I hate that damn one dumbass finger she keep holding up. Do something else. What is that? All she do is what? Stop. What are you doing? We already got the bloodline been doing that for 5 years before you fucking came. Stop that shit. Do something else. Throw it 3 fingers. 4. I don't know. Throw up 5. High 5. I don't know. Something else. Throw up a heart. Something else other than that other dumbass thing. It just every time she do it, I get a little more annoyed. So I'm like, I wonder if it's that her thing or creative. And it just feels like creative would tell her, "Oh, you gotta do it."
I feel like it goes with her. What is that? I'm gonna mispronounce it. Primavera character, because she's like the first Chilean competitor. But
So like
it doesn't really. It don't do much for me. But for the guys that love the Devil's Kiss, I guess it gives y'all a little pop. But that's about it.
I don't know. I do know. I don't like it. Like, if we didn't have a bloodline doing the one already, I would be like, okay, got our own little thing. They may make t-shirts out of it. I ain't seen a single t-shirt of her doing like this. It's like, why? Just I don't know. I ain't trying to rag her or nothing, but she just looks stupid when she do it. She looks dumb when she do that dumbass shit. All right, bro. All right. I'm going this thing. All right, but yes, hopefully that match be a banker, and we see what happens with that. Damn, did I have a little echo right there? Or was I tripping? Okay, it stopped though. Yeah. Okay, there you go again. I'm gonna back up a little bit. All right, cool. So yes, the next thing we have on the agenda, we can talk about the main thing of tonight that we're always looking forward to. CM Punk and our OTC had a confrontation today, another promo. And we know that things got heated very, very much at the last promo. Last promo that they had 2 weeks ago, Punk talked about, well, okay, let's rewind it. OTC, which is Roman Reigns, came out and he talked about how he's going to end CM Punk, put him on retirement tour. And pretty much that he owns this show. And CM Punk was like, no, this is my show. Not only am I I'm going to do more than retire you. I'm going to bury you and I'm going to put you next to your daddy. I ain't going to stunt, bro. My dad's dead for real. If you said that to me, it would have been this week before I got my ass off your motherfucking ass. I ain't going to stunt. I'd have beat the dog shit out of him. I'd have talked so bad about Larry Peter, probably would have came for me. And the whole fucking company, to be honest. I would have annihilated him for weeks straight. And I would have been whooping him. You feel what I'm saying? Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no way, boy. So that's why I was glad when the Usos came out the next week, pretty much punched him in the mouth, said, you need an apology. And they stood on that this week saying, he still owes us an apology. The Usos met up with Roman Reigns, by the way. I didn't say that earlier. I'm sorry, guys. The Roman Reigns arrived earlier, and he wasn't in the big black truck like he usually is. I think that's symbolism to the fact that he's not rolling with a crew now. I think there was maybe a Rolls Royce or a Mercedes, something he rolled up in. I don't know, but it was all black. But he was by himself, and he had a driver, of course. He got the back to a huge pop, and the Usos met him afterwards. They had a couple of segments tonight where they were talking, and they pretty much still wanted an apology. And they're like, I don't see how you didn't drop him when he said that to you. So with that being said, they had another confrontation tonight. They pretty much were just going back and forth about whose show it is, pretty much, and what it means to each other. So long story short, Roman said something out the way to Punk punched him in the mouth. He pretty much called him old, decrepit, say tired of his shit. The whole usual. I don't know the exact last word that he said, but I know Punk was like, I heard enough. Punched him in the mouth, had him on the ground. And he's looking out, smiling at him, pretty much saying, I'm in your head now. I got you. You're emotional. And that's pretty much, I think, the angle that he's going to go at. You saw the reaction on Roman's face when he said something about his dad, but he didn't get too out of his body. He didn't get really emotional and try to fight him. He didn't give Punk that edge. That's the only reason why he didn't. Because then the narrative would be, you've been saying all this shit about everybody else's people and how they are and their families and everything. And now when somebody comes for you and your family, your whole family is emotional. By the way, he gave the okay for all his family to whoop his ass, to whoop CM Punk's ass before and after WrestleMania. So that's an interesting thing. I wonder if we're going to see Solo, Tama Tonga, Jacob Fatu, hell, even Zilla, somebody else come out You know what I mean? And attack Punk for what he said. I'm wondering. That'll be an interesting thing to see. Ms. Kayla, can you tell us about this last segment and all your opinions on the feud between Roman and CM Punk?
It seems like I guess they're gonna play the long game until Mania, and the dynamic is that Punk, or I like to call him by his first name, but whatever, Punk is more emotional or sensitive, it seems, than Roman. Because to your point, after Punk said what he said a couple weeks ago, I was waiting for Roman to fold him up like fresh laundry, but he chose the high road, and he didn't do that, and he didn't do it tonight either. He just more so was testing him to see what would push him over the edge. And a comment about your age being what makes you throw the first shot seems a bit interesting. But to each their own, everyone, I guess, is sensitive about, whatever they're sensitive about. But I will say, even though I like that Roman, got his digs in, there's not that much of an age gap between them. It's just about 10, 11 years. So I don't really know how much of a dig calling him older is. But that's my tribal chief. I'm not gonna argue with anything that he does. I'm waiting for him to light a fire under Phil's behind. I just want to see hands thrown from Roman, not from Punk at this point.
Oh, so you're a little biased. Okay. All right.
I'm very much biased.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I fuck with the tribal chief too. You know what I mean? It ain't too much wrong that he can do. But he talked kind of rough. Phil going crazy on that mic right now. Ms. Mo, tell me everything that you think about this segment and this whole thing.
I have to agree with Kayla. I'm a little biased on it. In my eyes, Roman Reigns, he can do no wrong. So I agree 100%. I do think when the comment was first made, like, my daddy is still here, but still, you're not going to speak crazy on my dad. So to point out that, you saw his little lip was twitching and his little eye tweaking, but at the end of the day, he walked away from it. And then, you don't get him last week. We talked about how Jay was ready to crash out in the ring, and then, he had that back and forth with Big Jim real quick. And then to see him show up this week, and he was still very much calm, cool, and collected. Jay was already, ready to spaz. And Roman's like, nah, he's like, we're not going to do that, or at least I don't need that. He was like, I don't need the apology. And Jay looked at him like he was crazy. Like, what? He was like, I'm going to get the apology for, the Usos, for y'all and the rest of the family. And I think that's something I feel like they might try to hold on to, because CM Punk is trying to do the whole, like he showed up in the small car, he's trying to say, you're alone, you don't have anybody. So I think maybe it's trying to show, like, the family, they might move a little differently, might not always act like a family, but I do think when stuff like this happens, they're going to have they're going to be there for each other to show that they're still a family. So Roman went out there, called Punk out. He didn't dig. I'm glad he didn't mention the dog. I know a lot of people thought he was going to bring up Larry. I'm glad he didn't. I was going to say that it would have been to no avail. He mentioned your father who was deceased. It's not going to hit the same if you mention the dog. So he didn't. He even said his little 2 cents about AJ. What, AJ was the real champion or something like that. And that even really get him ticked off. But it's like you said, someone calling you old is when now you're ready to snap. And I liked how CM Punk keeps telling him, stop calling me Phil, and he just continues to go, Phil. So I definitely think CM Punk was originally trying to get under his skin and do the whole mind game thing, but now it looks like Roman's doing it. And I think Roman's going to have more success with really getting into CM Punk's head. And I do think it's going to be like a slow build. I know we're probably all waiting for the beat down, but I do see them building it slowly. It's going to be a minute before we probably see actual hands thrown between the two of them. But I liked it, knocked him down, and he just smiled, and he was like, yeah, I got you right where I want you. So I enjoyed it. It could have been more. It could have been a little bit more. I think it was a little lackluster, but you can't always have a crazy ending or a crazy banger.
Totally. I agree with that. I agree with that. It can't be like that every time. I mean, how can you really follow up the last 2 weeks though? You know, it's gonna be kind of hard to. If they would have did this something like this, maybe like the first week, it may would have hit a little harder because it wouldn't have to follow the fact of what happened the last 2 weeks. But it's very interesting, very interesting. But I'm gonna let you know this: on God and all them disciples, I would have beat the shit out of CM Punk. This man, you crazy as hell. What you talking about, my daddy? What you talking about? You gonna let me miss my daddy? The hell? Are you crazy, man? I swear to hey, I swear to Joseph, Paul, all of them, Paul White, Paul Heyman, Paul in the Bible, Paul Wall, they want them. I swear, I tore that hell down. You got me crazy, man. Oh, I do like the fact that he said, I will call you by your first name, Joe, but it will be insulting to another Joe Samoan that I love. And we all know he's talking about Samoa Joe. I love the fact that he referenced him. You know, they kind of, I like when they break the fourth wall and actually mention people in other companies. Just because y'all in competition don't mean people die. You know what I'm saying? They think people die and go on to the grave, to the other side of the world, and we ain't gonna never see them again. No, these people still alive over there, well and kicking, especially Samoa Joe. You know what I'm saying? I really like the fact that he mentioned them. Hopefully we see Samoa Joe in WWE again. I doubt we do, because I mean, all he did was get hurt over here in WWE. I feel like that was just a real unfortunate time for him. But that's kind of off the subject. I'm gonna get right back to the subject. I liked this. I liked this a whole lot. I don't know what better they could have done with the next 2 weeks. I really hope they jump them. I hope they jump Phil up until WrestleMania. Like, jump them every week. You feel what I'm saying? Until like the last week or two, and then like Phil somehow outsmarts them and gets the upper hand on it. And then when WrestleMania actually hit, then we don't know who the momentum is going to. So we'll see what happens. Me personally, I believe Roman Reigns is going to win. I 100% think he's going to win. I do think it's going to be a great match. I hope it highlights night 2, but I know they're really trying to hype up Randy and Cody for night 2, which I won't be completely mad at it, but I feel like the bigger story and the bigger, ticket draw is Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. It has more story. It has bigger superstars, and this don't mean Cody and Randy are not superstars. They definitely are. But we let's not kid ourselves and act like anybody's a bigger star than Roman Reigns right now. They're not. And let's not kid ourselves and act like there's not a better number 2 than CM Punk. There's not. There's not. There's a reason why they put the title on. It wasn't because it's wrestling ability. No offense to CM Punk. He still can wrestle, but he, as Roman mentioned, he's older, and you can see it when he wrestles. About 10 minutes in, CM Punk is gassed in every single match. That don't mean he don't continue to have a great match, but he's tired as fuck every single time. So, hey, it is what it is. You guys got any more opinions on tonight's show? Any more topics y'all wanted to hit? No? No?
Only person I wanted to get hit is Phil.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got to go. He's got to. His time is coming.
Roman should have ran him over like he did Kevin in that golf cart. With that golf cart.
Damn, kind of like Rikishi did Stone Cold. I did it for The Rock.
I did it for The Rock.
Which is Stone Cold Day. Happy 316 Day, you guys. And we are going to get out of here. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. If it wasn't so cold outside, I would have went and got a beer. But it's extremely cold here in Arkansas for some reason. It was hot yesterday. I hate this weather. But, yes, happy 316 Day to everyone, every wrestling fan out there. Thank you, Steve Austin, for everything that you provided for the wrestling world. We're about to go and get out of here. We're going to go ahead and just do it. You know what I mean? That's not his saying, is it? That's not the Stone Cold saying. Can't remember. I got it. If you smell, that ain't it. That ain't it.
That's The Rock.
Hold on. That's The Rock? Okay. Hold on. Yeah. I'm almost there. I got to remember. It's part of the show. Oh, I get it. It's a big show. No, that ain't it either. Yeah. It's something. I had a few.
Hey man, with that being said, man, I don't know what he got going on. But with that being said, we gonna go ahead. Shut that shit up. Like I said, with that being said, we gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I don't know what he got going on. I thank you all for joining. I appreciate Mo and Kayla. I don't know how y'all did with him for over an hour, but I thank y'all most importantly. With that being said, I thank everybody in the game for joining in this FTW podcast, and we are out. Rock, go ahead and close this shit up.
If you think we need another boss, give me a hell yeah. That's it. Give me a hell yeah. You think we need another boss?
Man. That girl done called about 3 times asking what this shit is. I come back to the house in a minute and don't pay the neighbors no goddamn mind. Yeah. What you talking about, nigga? Yeah, I got this kind of shit. All that shit going for a different price though. I bet. I can't talk too much. She said, damn, what is this flavor? I got the flavors, this shit loud. You got neighbors, they like the flavors, this shit smoke. It's like the 80s, it's jumping like coke. She said, Kush, it make a float. Beverly Hills ranks, we gon' have to rock the boat, man.